Hi you guys, thank you for joining me here at take a little soul stroll. I want to talk to you about closure. Sometimes it's very important for us to feel that our life circles, our relationship circles are whole and closed when we leave them, and we can get this closure when we go and talk to someone that is leaving our life or that we had a little fight with, and we can always communicate that and find a closure together. That's very ideal, but sometimes the other person doesn't want to give us a closure. Some people prefer not to communicate, not to talk about it, just move on. And then we're kind of left with this situation, and we gotta solve it for ourselves. And I'm here to tell you that this is not as awful as you may think it is. I used to think it's awful. I used to think that I need to have an harmonized closure for every relationship I've ever had with the certain person that I've had this conflict with. And I grew to learn, fortunately, that this is not true. That closures are always taking place on our surface, on our level, inside us. If the other person is communicating, helping us to resolve it nicely so we can have really peaceful feeling and a very like a nice handshake at the end and while departing, that's awesome. But sometimes we don't get to say goodbye because someone has left for could be so many reasons. And I'm here to tell you that the good news are that not only that we can resolve it within ourselves, it's also that we don't really actually need the other person, especially not physically. There's so many ways to do it on an energetic level, to cut the cords and to release the other person and the whole situation and what we feel about the situation just by ourselves. We can do it with different ways. We can do a guided meditation for that. Imagine how we cut the cords. There's what really helps me is the letting go meditation from the Archangel Raphael and many other good stuff online and that can help you do that. You can also look in within and guide yourself through it and see how you energetically come to a peaceful situation. One of the endless symbols, like this one, you can imagine how you have this 8 symbol for eternity between you guys, like really connecting you and the other person that you want to say goodbye to and have a closure with. And by doing this, you just symbolize and send harmony energies to your connection that will eventually resolve all conflict. Now, when I say you can do it all by yourself and detach from any person, any situation, it's because the closure process, even if the other person is helping us or even not, is taking place in our thoughts and then feelings. So we really don't need the other person to help us doing this. It's like when you have this acceptance for the situation, like anything else, any other situation, when you accept it, you have less resistance towards it, then it's going smoother. And imagine like a door, right? And this unsolved relationship, this relationship with the other person that kind of left a door. And while trying to pursue a closure, it's like holding the door open and close, slam, open again. This is what we're doing while we're trying to force a closure, and we're like looping and circling around it in our minds or with our feelings. And I'm saying, why not just release the door? Basically, by seeking closure, we want to close the door. But what if we just leave the building? Like, get out of the room. Leave the door. The relationship is not there anymore. If the other person is gonna ever come and wants to will like pursue us to resolve this conflict, fine. We're happy to talk. But we don't have to hold on to the door, right? We can really just leave the apartment, leave the building, and go on with our lives. Thank you for tuning in with me. Thank you for listening. I hope you stay healthy and have all the closure you want within yourself. Thank you.